All right, Natural Affair, all the way from UK. Make some noise for Natural Affair. 15 minutes, first 15 minutes. Start it. Where's that, Squiggly?
Big up yourself, Cyprus. Legend in a Boston, me know that. Big up to everybody who there. Sin, like how me I said now. Unfamiliar with Natural Affairs, because a long time, Natural Affairs I play a Boston. So I want to take time and big up everybody who there in the case of Oasis tonight. Sin, big up Mikey Million, they don't know the whole family. Sin, Rhythm Rider family, all the sound man, them call them say, you know, the world is watching. And the world want the world watch. Because remember me tell you, tonight, tear me a tear off blown pussy face. No joking thing. You understand? So here we go on now, Junior P, start it.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, Junior P.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
I'm good. Everything's good right now. Good. ScannerRadio.org.uk, live inside the studio. We talked to the man called Mr. Junior P from Natural Affair from Telford. And Natural Affair has been in the USA and had a big clash up in that part of the world, America. Things have been developing quite quickly. And one of your team members have come back to the sound system. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, as everybody knows that Squiggly, when he did leave us for personal reasons, probably 5, 6 years ago, and he ended up on Love Injection, which never really worked out for him as such, and he's ended up coming back home now, and yeah, so we've obviously pushed on straight away, and that's how it is really. Okay,
how does Squiggly feel about coming back? Obviously, I ain't got a chance to speak to him yet. How does he feel?
Yeah, I mean, Squiggly's in his, Squiggly's in his element, and the good thing about Squiggly is all the time he was with Natural Affair and everything that we've done, whether it was at home or worldwide, he's got a great energy and a great vibe. So when you're going to take on certain sound clashes or certain events, you've already got like a head start because the energy that he gives.
Okay.
It just makes things happen.
Based on that, before he left in the first place, he had gained a lot of experience and traveling at the same time as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've done a lot, and same thing we talked about when he came back to the sound, and he knew about us going to America for this Blunt Posse clash. He was kind of like, I've been back 5 minutes and we have to fly out again now and go back to war again. So Things happen fast for Squiggly as well.
Okay. So in that 5 years when he was away, what had Natural Affair been doing in that time?
So in all honesty, we've been really busy in Telford, like on juggling dances. We've been keeping our own events, pull a lot of people out in Telford as well. So we do play from week to week, to be honest. And it's not a thing where we've come out to the clash scene, even though we didn't clash for 5 years. It's just a thing where I just wanted to kind of just look at the business and observe what's going on so I can learn something because I've spent so much time being in it, like clashing and being amongst it. Mm-hmm. I wanted to kind of step out, not really step out, but just look at it from the outside so I can see how it looks when I'm in there, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Just, it's a learning curve at the end of the day, and you always learn. You never know. You always can improve.
Okay. So at that time, while he was away for that period of time, and him being on Love Injection, was there anybody else that could have took his place in the meantime?
Well, there was, yeah. And I mean, there's a team here still. We still have a team, LC is a part of the team, Remy T, and there's Vibes. So there's always people that that could have took his place, and we did do a few little hardcore juggling dances and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as a team, we were collectively juggling and playing some events, some good size events in Telford and around the place as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. But in terms of the return of the mighty Squiggly, which, in fairness, when he was put on that platform with Soul Supreme at that time, I think he wasn't the man for that job, but I don't know how he got into that position, why they put him in that position. And what I said to Squiggly in his interview was the fact is that with this, what's happened with you is Soul Supreme, every sound system around the world who knows about sound system would have spoken about that voice, Squiggly Bashment. How did you get that dance in the first place?
Well, obviously, some people, it's hard to explain, but some people don't really realize that we've done a lot of, Natural Affair have done a lot of works over the years, at home and abroad. And we've always carried ourselves in a certain way where a lot of people do recognize us worldwide. And we have played in Boston before. I've been there to juggle before. That was Squiggly's first time in Boston, but I've juggled in Boston before.
Okay.
Probably maybe 8 years ago. So I do know people there. But what it was with this, apparently the promoter is from Florida actually, but he was originally from Boston. He lives in Florida now. So he contacted me because Blunt Posse was supposed to clash Another Sound in Boston, but the sound refused.
Wow.
So they reached out to me.
So hang about, out of all the sounds in America, the USA, they draw for Natural Affair. Why was that?
Yeah.
Why was that?
I'm not really 100% certain, but
Right.
they just reached out for Natural Affair and they contacted me, and kind of said, but at the time, obviously Squiggly wasn't fully back round Natural Affair then. So when I accepted this clash, I accepted it knowing that Squiggly had contacted me to come back to the sound,
Right.
but wasn't fully back on board.
Right.
So I accepted it. I accepted it in, then, and then thought to myself, well, okay, we have to start the works.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So, forget that phone call coming in that time, and you must have felt really, your blood must have been boiling of excitement. Even though you didn't have all your packages together, it was like, I'll take it. Okay. And then we'll do the homework afterwards.
Yeah, kind of like that. And obviously, in Natural Affairs dub box, I'm fully confident in the music that we have, as much as I knew Blunt Posse Blunt Posse's dub box is probably one of the best in the world. They're up there with King Addies.
But it is, because I've heard, I didn't know I'm a cassette man. And back in the days when you got your Kilimanjaro and King Addies and all them sounds in America. But what sticked out to me in my mind, when I was studying my cassettes, this one sound was playing some serious dub plates. And I thought that Natural Affair came from America.
Okay.
And I'm saying, well, this cassette sound bad now. So it's all like, yo, I've never heard this sound before. Weird. And then when I heard it was like Telford up the road, I said, what?
Yeah. Because back in the days, I used to do a lot of like mixtapes and all that kind of stuff. And that's what kind of give us a bit of outside of UK recognition at the time.
Right.
Yeah. So we I did kind of push it that way from the start, if that makes sense.
Well, it's a bit like doing your homework. It is a bit like Jay-Z when he started. He pushed out a bag of cassettes.
Yeah.
For people to recognize who he was. And he made it from there. So sometimes it's all about doing your homework. And if you have a vision and that vision isn't in operation yet, but try to see how far you can go, you never know how far you can reach other people around the world.
Exactly. And that's always been my vision, from the early days when I was listening to like Kilimanjaro when Trooper was on there, and it's just something caught me about the Clash thing, and I just wanted to do it, and then I had that vision, I seen when they was in New York, or if they was in Japan, or they was doing this or doing that, and that was the vision I had. So that's why I've always carried Natural Affair in a way where I've always taken risks. Sometimes the risks haven't paid off, sometimes it's gone against us, sometimes it's gone with us, but one thing it has done for us, no matter what we've done, it's always put us out there on the map, and it's always opened new doors for us.
Yeah, and you've done pretty well for a little sound. Well, I'm going to say a small sound, but from a little town in Telford.
Yeah.
Where it's like trying to find somewhere like not Wolverhampton, Birmingham, London, Manchester, and them places. It's Telford.
Yeah.
And you've made Telford feel proud about the fact they've got a little sound that's going around the world, recognized for their abilities. And the dub plate you have as well is something different as well. It's
Yeah.
like, what can I say? Listening to your cassette from them time, just imagine how much more dub plates you got from that time till now.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. And one thing we've done, like I've always done from the dub plate cutting, and voicing songs, is try to be different and original,
Yeah.
and not try to be like everybody else. You know, don't get me wrong. There's always going to be certain songs that everybody plays the same because that's what sometimes people want to hear.
Yeah,
so you have to have so much of that. But
That's correct. That's correct.
always, you know, I've always tried to have the blueprint. It's natural. And try to carry that forward and try to you know, emphasize that really and put that across.
Yeah. Okay, then. So let's go to the dance then.
Yeah.
So at that time, was it just you and Squiggly that went over, or did any other members go with you as well?
Yeah, so only me and Squiggly went. Yeah, so obviously that was a part of the promotional stuff. It's
Right.
two of us.
So
Yeah.
Squiggly's on the microphone, of course, and you're on the controls.
Yeah.
Very good control skills you have.
Yeah, man.
I'm listening tight, you know. It's like, yo, you're sharp.
Yeah.
You're sharper than razor.
Yeah, so you know, some people, you know, obviously the way we played in that clash, it's not everybody's cup of tea because we did have to move the music quick. But
Yeah.
there's one thing we learned within Boston from early. Boston, they like the songs to move quick.
Okay.
They want the songs, like the tempo up, and they want the songs move quick.
Yeah.
Every place you go, you know, it's always different. So a lot of people might say, "Oh, the songs got moved too quick, man." But some people like it, some people don't. But the other reason is that because I studied Blunt Posse and I studied the selector CJ from Blunt Posse from his last clash, he was moving the songs very quick.
Right.
So if I would have come in that clash now and he was moving the songs quick and I was moving them slow, the way I look at it is we would have sounded off to where they are, if that makes sense.
Right.
They would have had energy and we would have been. Again, so
It's
I
like
had to keep up with the
right.
juggling.
It seemed like you was dragging your feet or slowing
Yeah.
down. You wasn't ready
So-
for that tempo.
Whether it's right or wrong, sometimes, you know, you have to make a decision to say, well, you know what, I'm going to have to keep up with the juggling
Right.
in order for us to sustain what we're doing.
Well, I suppose listen to what you just said a while ago, and the fact that they were that way inclined, for you to match them on their own speed and their own ground as well would have given you a great advantage as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the dance itself. The comparer was pretty good as well. He was a fair brother.
Yeah, he was. There was two of them actually, but yeah. So they are the two comparers. They're two selectors from Boston who are quite high up there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So so it was kind of a high profile clash. They kind of did go, you know, put all of the big pieces on it. But yeah, they were clear. They were, you know, and as you can see, the clash just got moved quick, and the rounds were short. So, and I think the reason why they did that, one thing is because in Boston, all clubs shut at 2:00.
Wow.
So
all on there.
All around the state of Massachusetts, yeah, it's 2:00 they shut, and you have to be 21 as well. So
wow, things have changed in that situation in terms of
Yeah,
even Jamaica's the same as well.
Yeah.
Even London, it's very difficult to find a venue that can play till 2:00 or 4:00
yeah, exactly.
on a
so,
large
so,
scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So so the time had to be shortened. You had to play pretty quick and fast. The first round. What did you think of the first round? What do you think of your performance?
Yeah. So in all honesty, not to be biased, the first round, I think we kind of took the first round because, like I say, in our first round, we made sure we had energy. We played the newest set of songs in the clash as well, with the Massacre we played and the Squash and those type of songs. And
Right.
yeah, we just tried to, you know, and in the first round as well, we did cut up Blunt Posse's box a little bit because we featured some songs that he normally plays.
Right.
So
Now,
So, yeah.
Also as well, they counteracted by playing a lot of English artists as well in
Correct.
their round as well.
They did.
Which I felt, yeah.
They did, and I don't know so in the second round, well, in his first round, he played a Killer P, who's an English artist, which he kind of said, obviously, you know, I can't remember exactly what he said, but yeah, he kind of was emphasizing English artists. But then in our second round, we did come back and we give him two Killer P,
Okay.
And obviously, Squiggly did mention I don't want to hear nothing about Killer P again.
Yeah, and then round 2 as well. You
Yeah.
played a dub plate that kind of sticked out in my mind. You made a dub plate. What's the word? The tune what they do when they make a special song against another
Like a
sound.
custom.
Yeah. Dub. What a custom dub that was. Yo,
Was it which one? The Luciano?
Well, one of them, I can't remember. I wanted to hear the cassette to actually hear the dance again to get the full highlight of which one it was. But you played one where I could hear the crowd respond to that dub plate.
Okay, I can't remember off the top of my head which one.
Mm-hmm.
We did get a lot of forwards, to be honest, in that clash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't really remember exactly which one, but there was a few we played in that round.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back a little bit. Blunt Posse playing a sound from England called Natural Affair. Does many sound system in that part of the United States know about your sound?
Yeah, they do. We do. I'm not saying we've got a huge fan base in America as such, but in all honesty, I do believe that a lot of sound clash fanatics and people who know the culture and are amongst it, not just soundmen, but just people that are fans,
right,
and patrons, they do know Natural Affair. Yeah, and we have clashed in New York before. We clashed Tech Nine and from New York and Rootsman from Canada.
Right.
Quite a few years back.
So I would put you amongst the giants of England. Saxon and Love Injection have been traveling them side for quite some time.
Yeah.
Is there any other sounds beside yourself or you three that have been on the other side of that waters?
I'm not sure. I don't think that. I'm not sure. I think maybe Empire, maybe.
We could touch that one, yeah.
Yeah, I think Empire maybe have been over recently, yeah.
But no, I haven't heard anybody else still, So
I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head.
So I would say big up to all those sounds just mentioned about that. Traveling overseas to represent the country and fly the flag as high as they can to support the industry that's back here for the other sounds to kind of look at themselves and try and develop something from nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you don't try, then how can you expect to reach somewhere if you're not trying to open your doors to get to the other side of the world to get recognized?
Exactly, and that's what I always look at. Yeah, that's the key. You have to have a vision, and you have to put it to work.
So I'm not going to spoil the entertainment in terms of how the dance went. I know the dance went pretty good, and I'm still waiting to hear the rest of it. But listen to this now.
Yeah.
Where can the people or audience find that to listen to?
So at the moment it's on CJ Blunt Posse SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will do is to make it easier. I'm waiting for them to send the actual audio to me.
Right.
So once I get the audio, I hopefully will get it by tonight.
Right.
Then I'm going to upload it to our SoundCloud, which is obviously Natural Affair Sound SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
SoundCloud / Natural Affair Sound.
Mm-hmm. Well, once you've done that, send me the link, and I can send it put on my platform. We can get people to look at it and hear it.
Definitely,
and
yeah.
judge it for themselves.
Definitely.
It's from what I've heard of it, it's a good one, and
yeah, it was a big clash, to be honest. It's quite crazy, really, because before we did go, when the people seen the flyer, it was kind of like, I don't think Natural Affair have got much chance in this. Blunt's a serious sound, and
mm-hmm.
Natural Affair haven't clashed for 5 years, and they didn't, because what it was, we didn't really advertise that Squiggly was back on the sound, although some people did know he was back.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't advertise it as such.
Right.
So when people did see parts of the footage that's out there, they were kind of shocked.
Right. And in terms of Squiggly, I want to speak to Squiggly on his own still, but you can answer the question because you're the main man behind the whole of the Natural Affair setup.
Yeah.
Obviously, again, as I said before, vast experience from himself as well, and
yes.
on a professional side and also on the lower side, is put all that together, put whatever happened before, because even though he lost with Love Injection, that history will always be there.
No, of course, and to be honest, the day after that Love Injection, I did speak to him on the phone,
mm-hmm.
And I did speak to him on a level, and I just showed him really. And to be honest with you, that dance there, that was probably one of his best performances anyway. As much as people probably won't say it was, or they think it wasn't, it was a good performance by Squiggly.
Right.
I just feel like Squiggly and Love Injection, it doesn't work, if that makes sense.
Well, Squiggly wasn't on that level, put it that way. He wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, and it's not to say that Squiggly's too big for Love Injection, because I don't believe that as such. What I do think is sometimes, you know, it's like different football players when they're brilliant at one team and then they go to another team and they just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that scenario, really. It's just.
Do you feel like more intimidated by the fact that he was amongst other giants within the Love Injection camp?
Maybe, and I just think, yeah.
But I don't think he was ready for that, because it was like he'd been pushed. Go on, take the mic and go on and do your thing. And it's what do I start
exactly.
from here? And just to stand up in the audience like that and see all them people looking at you, and the world looking at you as well. How do I deal with this when I'm playing against a man who's hot on the microphone, a big sound system, and also the history that he used to sort of demolish Love Injection as well? It kind of knocked him back a little bit, because he got himself in a position where he had no knowledge of certain things that was happening on a personal level, and he just had to write it out the best he could.
Exactly, and remember, prior to him leaving Natural Affair, we was in 45 shot lock with Injection, and obviously we did, you know, it wasn't billed as a clash, but we did get the better of Love Injection that night.
Okay. Right.
Without a doubt, we got the better of Injection that night as well. I remember Injection voiced custom dubs for us. We voiced custom dubs for them.
All right.
So we were prepared.
Right.
But so there's a lot in it, really, and that's why I say Squiggly on Natural Affair is it's a different ball game for him. He feels more comfortable. Yes, our name is not as big as Love Injection in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Love Injection's the name's concreted.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as, with the sound clash type of thing, they haven't really pushed on over the last few years with that part. But you can't go around the fact that Love Injection is a household name of the UK and one of the big names in the UK.
Of course.
So there's lots of different elements really in this, isn't there? But at the end of the day, Squiggly's obviously more at home at Natural Affair, and it proves, like I say, the energy that the both of us was giving off before the clash. When we reached the airport, from when we reached Boston, we go to the hotel and we relax and settle down, and the energy.
What was the hospitality like?
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, they treated us very well. The hospitality, got food. The hotel was good, in a good position, good place.
Okay.
Very good hotel and stuff, and they, picked us up, took us to get food and do what we have to do. Anything we wanted, they were there to help us and do whatever we needed to do, really.
And that also shows the hospitality to other people around the world as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes you hear about people going abroad to other places, and the hospitality isn't as on par as it's supposed to be.
Yes,
I've heard people complain about this and that and all sorts, but you got
definitely.
Yeah, you got treated well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And I suppose that sort of pushed you to also perform well as well in the dance too.
Exactly, yeah, because it has a knock-on effect, and that's what I mean. From when you reach somewhere, and obviously everything is, you can see everything is correct and right, and you've got no stresses or any problems.
Right. Everything rosy.
Correct, yeah, and it was just a matter for us. It was just going through the music, sorting the rounds out for the clash, and turn up to the clash and get the job done, really.
So
that's what we did.
So after the event, which I'm not going to push any more points towards it, then, because I want the audience to go and find it themselves and listen to it, and also to leave a comment if they can leave a comment, because I've saw some comments on the other one, but I don't know what happened to that one. But there were some good comments. That one of the comments was that Natural Affair had a good payday.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that one.
I seen that one. That was on. Is that on the YouTube video?
Yeah, that was on the YouTube video.
Yeah. I mean, the place where most people talk about this clash, which is mainly the whole world, is on Sound Clash Fraternity on Facebook.
Okay.
So on Sound Clash Fraternity, they are really talking about it on there. So you kind of get more of a
feedback.
You get more of a scope of it.
Yeah. Yes. Of course. Of course. And it's always important to people to not just to listen and watch, it's also to look at the feedback.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of comments of what people have said about the dance, because you're looking at one side where you can't see the one side, but other people are saying something else on the other side. So you get a bit of a left and a right, in terms of how the dance actually went, and you as a listener or whatever can understand a little bit more about how the dance went. So it's very important to look at the comments and even make a comment yourself as well. Don't be shy. You know what I mean? But I must say, Junior P, great response. All the best for the future for 2025. I'm sure there's going to be some more great things happening.
No, 100%, yeah.
Where's the furthest you ever played beside America? Where's the furthest you've been?
We've been to Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, we did do, just before COVID, we did do 4 dates in Japan. And we did some hardcore jugglings, because in Japan they love dub plates. So most dances you do over there, you're going to be playing dub plates.
I suppose that side of the world is a totally different type of. It's still reggae, but the way they have their situation organized.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the way that was my biggest goal from when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
From when I first set out in this, was to reach Japan.
Yeah.
That's what my ambition was.
Okay.
And America as well.
Yeah.
And that was, I achieved that, and yeah. Japan was a different ball game altogether. It was they take it very seriously in Japan. And there's many sounds in Japan as well, and all of them take it seriously. And they it's like when you go to certain events outside, they always have the kids there as well, and even the kids are doing the dancing and all that type of stuff. So they kind of keep building on it after generations after generations.
Because most of their songs now is in their language as well, so they've got used to the beat.
Yeah, and that's the only thing in Japan. Obviously, the language barrier is very different, because not many of them can speak English. If they do, it's very, very small amount.
Right, but yet they still dance and shout to the way that the Jamaican artists do their song. They know every word still.
Yeah, they know all that. Yeah, that's definitely. As soon as the songs, that's where they learn. I think they're kind of English and kind of understand certain things. Yeah,
and then interpret it in their own language.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Well, Junior P, I must say thank you very much for your time. I tell you, it's been a great honor to speak to you on the level of Natural Affair. And a big shout once again going out to Squiggly Bashment. Back on form, back on track. I hope all the best for all of you for 2025 once again. And I'm sure the listeners are also happy to hear that things are developing in the sound system fraternity, because we need it to grow, because right now, everything kind of static right now in England right now at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Thanks very much for looking out for us, and and checking on us and stuff. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that supports us and that's continues to support us over the years. And even when we haven't done good, people have always, the real people always come out and they always give us good advice and tell us where we go wrong. And that's the main thing, So we're very grateful for that.
Criticism in this world is a thing that you have to accept. You can either make it or you don't make it. So criticism is good. Pick sense out of nonsense sometimes as well. So so all the sound systems out there, if you want to move forward, you have to put your right foot forward and do your best. All right. So once again, thank you very much, Junior P.
Thank you, Godfather. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the day. All right.
Thank you, and yourself. Thank you very much.
The weekend sounds great.
Godfather is the man.
For your